Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, fine, wonderful. So yesterday, the last session, we were discussing about the redox. So today we will continue the redox, right?
Yes. Before we start, I just wanted to ask, is it possible to have our classes during the week, like the weekdays?
During the weekdays, comfortably. Yeah,
Yes.
we can have
That'd
it.
be good. And we can do redox today, but I sent you my syllabus yesterday.
Yeah, I have seen
And
that.
so after redox, I just want to go through the chapters that I haven't done. So all the topics that I haven't done, and the faster I can get through that, the better, because then I can start doing like past paper problems and stuff.
Yeah, right. I have seen that chemical kinetics is still remaining for you, and then thermochemistry is remaining for you.
Mhm.
And after that, I think you can name the topic. I can recall. So kinetics is remaining, and redox, that thermochemistry is remaining. And what are
Yeah.
else?
Let me just pull it up 1 second. And then I haven't done any organic chemistry.
Organic. Cool. Yeah, organic is a very fundamental.
Yeah, okay.
So that's so let's begin the class, and I'll take. So I'll complete the redox. Redox is a very easy chapter. You need to develop more of the conceptual fundamental things. So it will be covering up very soon. So let me open the PPT, and PPT comes here. Divya classes. So, mhm. So now you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the last class we have discussed till the balancing. Okay. No, till finding the problem, and today we will try to balance the equations, right? So
Mhm.
let me have this. Yeah. So do you have any doubt for the redox?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
So so if I'll talk about the balancing of equation, so are you able to balance the chemical equations on redox?
If they're in acidic conditions, yes.
Yeah. What you are saying?
Oh yeah, I can balance them.
Okay, you can balance. So actually there are two medium. One is the acidic medium, and other one is the basic medium. Okay, and they will specific in the reaction whether where you need to balance. You need to balance in the acidic medium or basic medium. Acidic medium means there has to be H plus. In basic medium there has to be OH minus. Okay,
Yes.
and see, suppose I'm having a skeleton equation. I'm I'm having a equation called MnO4 minus permanganate ion reacts with oxalate ion C2O4 minus, and it forms carbon dioxide gas along with Mn2 plus ion plus water. Okay, if the stoichiometric coefficient of MnO4 minus is A and C2O4 minus is small b, small c, small d, and small e. So what will be the value of A plus B plus C plus D plus E? You need to find out the value of all these coefficient. So means in the other term, they are asking you to balance the complete equation in acidic medium. So this is the H plus. And here I am writing for acidic medium, we are requiring the x number of moles of H plus. So you have to add A plus B plus C plus D plus E along with X, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first I'll explain in the very simple manner. So that is how you can quickly solve the problem. It won't take the time, right? So I'm giving you the solution how to go for further. So suppose first you need to identify. The first step is that you need to identify the reactant and product in which oxidation number is changed, in which oxidation number is not the same, it's changed, right? Oxidation number is just a moment. Oxidation number has changed. Then second step, write down the half oxidation and half reduction reaction. Third step is balance the charge with the use of electron transfer. With the use of electron transfer means by either addition of electron or subtraction of electron. Cool. And the fourth step is, fourth step is it's a very important step. Add both half reaction in such a manner that the overall charge or number of electron gets cancelled. So this is what you need to do step by step. This is the step you need to adopt, right?
Yeah.
So let me have this further. You want to write it down?
Yeah, no, I'm right now. I'm done.
You are done.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So now I'll go with the equation. We are having a complete skeleton equation. Magnet. This is called permanganate ion, MnO4 minus, reacts with oxalate ion. Oxalate ion comes from the oxalic acid, forms CO2 plus Mn2 plus 1 molecule of water. So here, can you find out the oxidation number of Mn? It is +7. Here it's 2 plus. Oxidation number of carbon, you can take 2x minus 8 is equal to minus 2, x is equal to plus 6 by 2. So value comes out to be +3. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Here in CO2 it comes out to be +4. So now you have to write both equation. MnO4 minus gives Mn2 plus, and oxalate ion produces carbon dioxide. Okay. And then you have to go for the number of electron addition. Now you see What is the change in oxidation number of manganese in both element, in reactant and product? What is the change?
It's
7 is here, 2 is here. So the oxidation number change comes out to be 5.
yes.
Now you tell me where we supposed to add the electron. We have to add the electron where oxidation number is more. Where oxidation number is more.
More.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. But you can either add here, or you can write a 5 number here. You can write a 5 number here, and you can tell me the number of change in oxidation number. What is the oxidation number in oxalate ion and carbon dioxide? So first we need to balance the carbon atom. Here we are having 2 carbon atom, and in the product side only single. So you need to balance by multiplying the 2. Cool.
Yeah.
So you have to write number 2 here. Okay.
Yeah.
And just a simple trick. You just cross multiply these 2. Just cross multiply. Okay. If you do cross multiplication, you will get an equation with complete cancellation of electron, because you will add anyhow 5 electron here, and here you will add 2 electron. So 5 into 2 10, 5 into 2 10. So 10 electron will cancel out, right? So that is what I have done here. You got the concept?
Yes.
So you need to do twice of MnO4 minus plus 5 molecules of oxalate ion produces twice of Mn2 plus and 10 of CO2, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. So now there is no electron on both sides. Electron is balanced. Now can you tell me how many oxygen atoms are present in reactant side? Left hand side, how many oxygen number of atoms are there? Can you tell me?
How many oxygen atoms?
Yeah, that's right. Left hand side.
28.
28. Absolutely. 8 plus 5 into 4, 20 is 28. Here, how many in product side?
20.
Yeah, 20. So how many oxygen atom more needed to balance? More 8 oxygen atoms are needed, right? So we have
Yes.
to add more 8 number of water molecule, particular that side where water is present, where oxygen is present in less numbers. So oxygen is present in less number reactant side or product side, sorry. So
Yes.
you will add 8 number of water molecule. Any doubt?
No. Clear.
Right. Now, can you tell me how many hydrogen atoms are in the product side?
16.
16. So we need 16 H plus ion, 16 proton. We need 16 proton to balance the hydrogen. In acidic medium, acid means H plus and base means OH minus. If we are forming acid, acid produces H plus in the solution. अंजू इन्हें ले जाओ यहाँ से. Actually, a small baby is playing around me, so that's why this voice is coming out. Okay, so H plus is acid. When we are having a acid H plus, so that is acid, and this is called base OH minus. Okay, so if you want to make the acidic medium, you need to have the proton, and proton comes from the number of hydrogen atom. How many hydrogen atoms we are having here? 16. So 16 proton being added. Okay. Now you can check. Now you can check your answer. The charge on both sides, the charge on reactant and charge on product will be equal. Has to be equal. So here -2 and -2 into 5 -10, -2 -10 -12, -12 and +16 +4. So react. I have got this side. Mhm. Okay, I have got this +4 in the reactant side. What about the product side? The product side, CO2 is neutral, water is neutral, only manganese ion, Mn2 plus is there. It will be twice of 2, that is +4. Means our approach is right, our answer is right, everything is crystal clear. You can check in front of your eyes, everything is clear now. Divya, any doubt in this process?
No, it's clear.
Okay, so you got the whole concept crystal clear. Clarity is achieved. Okay,
Yes.
that's good. Now I'll give you the next question where you need to do the things by your own way. So the question is like Cr2O7 oxalate ion. Cr2O7 minus minus reacts with, this is the dichromate ion. Dichromate ion reacts with oxalate ion, or you can take oxalate away. I'll give you the sulfite ion. Just take away. I will give you sulfite. It reacts with SO3 minus minus, produces chromium ion and sulfate ion in acidic medium. You need to you need to balance in acidic medium. And I want how many number of proton will be required. I want the value of X. So you are good in remembering the name of all these ions. Do you know the name of all these ions?
No. Ions, no.
So basically in chemistry there are phosphate ion, sulfite, sulfate, iodide, bromide, halide. So basically you need more of practice. When you will make more of practice, when you will make more of compounds, things will be crystal clear.
No.
What is the unit number of redox? The syllabus you have said, in which unit the redox appear?
Well, it is unit number 9. It's topic 9,
Topic 9.
but because I do chemistry HL, there is additional redox, which
Okay.
is topic 19.
Okay. Additional redox means you are having the titration kind of things. You want redox. Redox titration is there.
I'm not sure, but I think
Okay.
so. Basically,
Let me check. I think 19 is here in the kind of this doc, this PDF file you
yeah, the
have shared.
long doc. Yeah, it has all the topics and it's a complete breakdown.
Okay. I have seen just now. I have seen a topic called atomic structure. So you have gone through the atomic structure.
Yeah, I've gone through that already.
So have you read the Schrodinger wave equation, quantum numbers and all? Do you know all this?
No. Quantum numbers?
Yeah, quantum numbers. When you fill the when you fill the orbitals. So how do you fill the orbitals?
Oh, yeah, like the 2s
2s.
sublevel.
Yeah, right, right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, understanding voltage cell, rusting of metal, electroplating, petroleum lab, guidance, application and skills. Okay, biological fuels. Okay, so I have seen in the 19th chapter, the essential idea is all about rotating around a one fundamental concept, energy change between electrical and chemical changes occur during the cell reaction. So after that, we will jump over to the cell formation, how we can form the cell. Okay,
Yes.
but I think balancing is also part of your syllabus, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think you might have got the answer, right?
I'm getting there.
Okay. Shall I start doing?
The answer, I'm still working on it.
Okay, so can you tell me the oxidation number you got for the chromium in chromate ion, dichromate ion? In the dichromate ion, yeah,
+6.
+6, cool. +6 to +3. So you need to balance, sorry, 3 plus, you need to balance chromium atom by multiplying 2. Now can you give me the change? What change you have got?
There is no change.
No, there is change. Otherwise, the reaction cannot proceed. Otherwise, you cannot say it's a redox reaction. So we always calculate the oxidation number for single atom. For single atom +6. So for two atom, it will be +12.
Okay.
And for one atom 3 plus. For two atom, it will be +6. So change of 6 come out. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And this in the second phase, sulfide ion converted into sulfate ion. Now both sides single atom, so we need not to worry about the balancing the atom. Only we have to find out the oxidation number of central atom. +4 +6. What is the change? 2. Right?
Yeah.
And can you tell me what is the common factor between 6 and 2? It's a
2.
3. It's a 3. If you divide by 2 and you divide by 2, so it is 1, and this will come out to 3, right?
Yeah.
So now you have to just cross multiply. That's all. Now your life is very easy. You have to just cross multiply and you see the magic of chemistry. That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's a dichromate ion. And how many numbers of sulfide ion? 3 sulfide ion produces 2 moles of chromium ion plus 3 moles of sulfate ion. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah. Now, now can you tell me the number of oxygen atom in product and reactant side?
Yeah.
How many numbers of oxygen atom present in reactant side? 7.
16.
Yeah, 7 plus 9. It's 16. What about in reactant side? 12.
12.
So we need to add 4 number of water. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. When we are adding the 4 number of water, here it will be 2. That's right. 3 sulfate. So how many H plus? 4 into 2.
8.
8 H plus. So the answer is 8. Now, are you comfortable in calculating the oxidation number and then calculating the things by your own way? And you can do quickly, right?
Mhm.
You know, what is catalyst? Have you ever heard about the catalyst?
Yeah, it fastens the rate of reaction when you have a reaction, like a chemical reaction.
Yeah, so similarly, the catalyst for you, because you are a chemistry student, so catalyst for you to reinforce your concept by practicing more and by revising. So catalyst for Divya is the revision. You have to revise the concept as many times as possible. That is the catalyst for mind. Because catalyst, the main function of catalyst is to enhance the rate of reaction in such a manner that the reaction is going to happen for a 1 month, but if we have introduced catalyst, the same reaction is going to complete within the matter of some second, fraction of second, right? So catalyst is very important, right?
Important.
Yeah, so keep on revising the things. That is very important. Cool. Now shall we go for the basic medium?
Yes.
Okay. Basic medium, I am having an ion called MnO2. Reacts with bromine. Reacts with bromine molecule. Forms, here it's a Mn4 minus. Reacts with bromine. Form MnO2. Okay, just a minute. Oxidize. Okay, permanganate ion reacts with bromine reacts with bromide ion. Reacts with bromide ion. Bromide means Br minus. Reacts with bromide ion. Forms manganese dioxide along with bromine molecule. And this reaction is happening in basic medium. So I want number of moles of base. I want the value of X. Can you try to solve this?
Yeah.
So basically the same funda. MnO4 minus produces MnO2. You can calculate the change very well. Plus 7. Can you tell me the oxidation number of manganese in MnO2? Here you can take X minus 4 is equal to 0, X is equal to plus 4.
Mhm.
So what is the change?
3.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely right. And bromide is getting changed into bromine molecule. So Is this equation is balanced? Not balanced. Here you need to multiply with 2 bromine, right?
Yes.
What is the change?
Two.
Yeah, for one molecule 1, for two molecule 2. Just cross multiply. So you will get 2 moles of permanganate ion plus 6 moles of bromide ion produces 2 mole of MnO2 plus 3 mole of Br2, right? Now, can you tell me how many oxygen atoms are there in product and reactant? Number of oxygen atoms?
8 in the reactant and 4 in the
Product side.
product.
So what is the difference? Difference is 4.
Yeah.
Now the question comes here. Where you will add the water molecule? The side where oxygen atoms are less, or the side where oxygen atoms are in excess?
Wouldn't you add it where it's in
Basically,
X?
excess, right? We need to add the 4H2O where oxygen atom are in excess. Why? Because then we need to balance the hydrogen molecule, the hydrogen atom, with the help of ion OH minus. So then we need to put the 8 OH minus. How many OH minus? 8 hydroxide ion. Right? So you see one thing. Can you see here one thing, that why we are putting water molecule where oxygen is in excess? Because if you add 8 OH minus, so you are adding 8 number of oxygen atom. You are adding 8 number of oxygen atom. So the excess oxygen atom, which was already a part of reactant, will be covered by this excess 4 oxygen atom, because you are balancing by default. You are balancing hydrogen atom. You are not touching oxygen atom. But anyhow, when you will add 8 OH minus, the hydrogen and oxygen both are the part of OH minus. In acidic medium, we were adding H plus, but here we are adding OH minus. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, let me add the battery. It's low battery. Divya, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you have any doubt?
No.
Doubt clear?
Yes.
Basic medium done. Now we will have a special reaction called disproportion reaction. What is disproportion reaction? In a redox reaction, when a single atom or molecule of reactant undergoes oxidation and reduction simultaneously. Oxidation and reduction simultaneously. What does that mean? That means I'm giving you the example. I am having S3PO2 on heating produces phosphine gas This is called the hypophosphorus acid. Hypophosphorus acid on heating produces phosphine plus phosphorus acid. Now I want you to calculate the oxidation number of phosphorus in reactant as well as the each molecule of product. You need to find out the oxidation number of phosphorus in these molecules. Can you calculate?
Is for the reactant is the phosphorus +1.
Yeah, for reactant it's -4 + 3, so +1. Yeah, for phosphine obviously -3, and for orthophosphorus acid
+3.
so +1 to +1 to -3 you are getting a change of number 4, and +1 to +3 you are getting change of number 2. So in this particular reaction, hypophosphorus is undergoing the reduction as well as the oxidation. Means this is called the disproportion reaction. Proportion reaction. Basically, it is a special type of reaction. Okay. Cool. I'll go with the next page. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now I'm taking a reaction called reaction of chlorine gas with alkali. Alkali means sodium hydroxide, aqueous. It forms when sodium hydroxide is hot and concentrated. Hot and concentrated, it forms sodium chloride plus sodium chlorate along with water molecule. This is the complete reaction, and this reaction happens in the basic medium because NOH is a base. NOH is a base, right? Now I'm going to write the ionic form of this equation. Cl2 gas reacts with OH minus, produces Cl minus plus chlorate ion ClO3 minus, right? Now you need to balance this equation in basic medium. I want the number of OH minus moles. How many OH minus molecule will be placed in this reaction? So this is called disproportion reaction. So can you find out the number of X?
Yes. 1 second.
Yeah. So now you are feeling the more grip on the balancing part. Now you can balance the equation quickly?
Yes. I mean, I practice to do it very fast, but I can do it better now.
Yeah, cool. So for IB board student, the book you are using in Angola, that book will be referred by all the student across the globe, or for separate countries the book will be separate.
Well, usually they have a few that they recommend. They're either like Cambridge or Oxford or like Pearson books, but they don't necessarily have to follow any specific textbook. They just have to follow, they have to get everything that's in the syllabus done, but they don't have any like requirements for, a specific type of book you have to follow.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Means you are having a set of syllabus is prescribed, and that set of syllabus is being prescribed that you have to go into deep, and then you have to follow that. That is only your
Yeah.
Bible, right?
Yes.
Cool. So you can also share the exemplar questions with me. The questions is after the whole chapter there will be a set of questions in your book, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that questions you can share with me. So I'll prepare a test or I'll prepare a note class on that. Matlab means practice questions. You can practice the
Oh,
questions from your syllabus.
yeah. Okay.
But if you want to practice the questions from IIT JEE syllabus, so these are the questions are very well sufficient.
Okay. I mean, I have NCRT books at home because we had some friends come over from India. So my dad was like, okay. And so we have stuff at home as well.
NCERT is very fundamental, and IIT JEE always refer NCERT to form the questions. So again, you have to write the two half equation. Cl2 gives chloride ion, and Cl2 gives chlorate ion. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now balance by multiplying the number of 2. Now you have to go for the change. So first of all, you need to calculate the oxidation number of chlorine in chlorate ion. It will be +5, right?
Yeah.
What you have got?
Yeah.
+5.
No, I have. Yeah, I have +5.
Okay. So have you done the whole question? Have you got the value of x?
No, I'm still working on it.
Working on it. Okay. Take your time. Then I'll explain. So basically, how strong you are in the mathematics part?
I'm okay. Like I used to be very good. Right now that I'm in 11th and 12th, it's getting a little more challenging. But I just need, like, if I have time to practice, then I can do math pretty fast.
Okay. Cool. Because there in IBDP, I think that much not required. But once you are going to write the IIT JEE, you should be
Mhm.
have the quick command on math. Math is required for a well versed engineer. So I think you need more practice on math once you are doing the differentiation calculation part.
Yeah, yeah.
Calculus is a favorite topic for IIT JEE. And do you have that book, SC Burma?
No, I only have the NCRT books.
NCERT books.
I only started 11th when COVID started, so we haven't been able to go to India or anything to get any books and stuff.
Okay, okay. So basically, for physics, which book you are referring? You are referring the NCERT, or you are having your own set of books?
I mean, I have my set of IB books, but this summer I've started looking at the NCERT books.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, okay.
I think its value will be 6 or 12, something around like this. What value you got?
I got 12.
Absolutely right. Okay.
Mhm.
So I think now you are doing the things by your own. So means you are getting the concept clear, right?
Yeah.
So for chlorine 0 to 2, the difference of 2 will come out. From 0 to 5, 1 atom 5 difference. For 2 atom 10 of difference come. Common factor is 2, so 1 is to 5. Just cross multiply. Once you will cross multiply, it will be 5Cl2 plus 1Cl2, total will be 6Cl2. 6 chlorine gas molecule produces 10 chloride ion, 10 chloride ion, and 2 number of chlorate ion. Can you tell me the number of oxygen molecules here? 6. So you have to add 6. So okay, here how many oxygen atoms are there? 0.
Yeah.
Right. So 6 water molecule you need to add, and 6 into 2. How many hydrogen atom comes out to be 12? So you need to add 12 ions of hydroxide ion. Right.
Yes.
So see, so it's been because I'm having a quite a long experience. So for me, it is like a piece of cake. But I also want you to expert of chemistry like a piece of cake. You can take things and you can do the things like a piece of cake, and it comes from the practice.
Mhm.
Okay, so now it is like easy thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm obviously gonna get faster with practice, but like I know how to do it. So if I just practice, I'll get faster at it.
definitely, because these questions are not the simple questions, but you believe me, even Indian students are facing problem to solve this kind of questions. Okay, cool. So shall we begin with the cell? Now I think balancing part is completed. So you do a lot of practice for balancing part. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll go with the electrochemical cell. What is electrochemical cell? Do you have any idea for that?
Well, I know that there are two types of electrochemical cells.
Yeah, it's a kind of device. It's a kind of device in which chemical changes produces electron in the solution, and which generates the electricity. And what is electricity? It is against the flow of electron. Electricity means current, and current is always against the flow of electron. It generates electricity against the flow of electron. This is the just fundamental definition. It consists of two chamber. It consists of two chamber. One is called anode and other one is called cathode. Okay. Okay, cool. Am I audible now?
Yeah. Yes.
Close the door. Close the door. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So one is anode, one is cathode, and there is a transfer of electron. So I am going to draw the assembly. So it assembled with two number of chamber. First chamber is anode, where we are having a anode electron. Second chamber is called cathode, where we are having the cathode electrode. Cool. Now, see, this is a very popular redox. In this cell reaction is a redox reaction. Okay, it's a redox reaction. I am having anode and cathode. And here I am having a electrolytic solution. Okay. So Divya, it's a cathode and it's a anode. Okay. And here we are, we are connecting both anode and cathode by the help of ammeter. Ammeter is a device where we can see the electric current flow. Okay. And now we are connecting these two chambers. Now we are connecting these two chambers by a salt bridge. Salt bridge means it's a bridge between these two chambers, and this is called salt bridge. Salt bridge means a salt solution is filled inside, and this is the inert electrolyte. Inert electrolyte means the mobility of cation and anion will be same. Here we can fill KCl or potassium nitrate, K plus Cl minus, K plus NO3 minus. These are the salt, right? These are the salt. And so you see here we are having the cotton plug. So it reacts like a SPM. You know SPM, semi permeable membrane. Semi permeable membrane. Only the flow of this solution particle is allowed. The something which is inside the salt bridge, sorry, it won't come out. Only this this electrolyte will go inside. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So what happened actually? We are having a zinc anode and copper cathode. This is called zinc electrode, zinc as a anode and copper as a cathode. You see this whole assembly?
Yes.
Okay. So now what is going to happen in this whole assembly? What is the phenomena? So that phenomena, from the point of chemical engineer, the phenomena happens actually here we are having a zinc sulfate solution, and this is called copper sulfate. So what phenomena is going to happen inside? This is anode. Anode means it follows lone. Lone means anode is always left hand side. Oxidation going to take place. What is going to take place? Oxidation, and this is a negative sign. Anode is a negative, cathode is a positive. So when you talk about the oxidation, zinc loses 2 electron. This zinc electrode will loses 2 electron, forms zinc sulfate or Zn2 plus aqueous ion, and this 2 electron will be flowing from anode and now traveling through this conducting wire. This will be a copper wire. Conducting wire. This will be a copper wire. Okay. So this electron is traveling through the conducting wire and goes inside the cathode. Right. So now what will happen in the cathodic chamber? Now copper is all set. Copper will tell to this electron, now electron, you are coming from zinc, you are having a lot of potential, you can come and meet with me. So this electron will meet the copper aqueous ion and it will happily accept, because copper wants to be copper solid, copper wants to be reduced, zinc wants to be oxidized. Okay.
Yes.
Zinc is more electropositive metal. The more electropositive metal has a tendency to lose the electron, and the less electropositive metal has a tendency to accept the electron. Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Now, can you see something? Can you see in this whole process? You can see the electron transfer is taking place. Continuously electron transfer is taking place. Right? So electric current will flow from the opposite direction of electron flow. So this is the electron flow. So electric current will flow from the cathode to anode. From cathode to anode. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I want to make you feel, suppose this whole assembly, whole practical is happening in front of your eyes, and you will come after one day. This whole assembly is happening, and this whole assembly is kept for the period of 24 hours, and you come in the morning, you open the lab. What you will observe in the mass of electrode and anode? Do you observe any mass loss or any mass gain in anode and cathode?
Wouldn't you see mass gained at the cathode because this copper 2+ is turning into copper solid?
Yeah. So this will get some. This will be swallowed up. This will be the swallowed up. Some copper will deposit over the electrode surface. That's cool. Absolutely right. What about this particular thing? Anode. Anode will shrink. Anode will shrink. It will be thinning. Anode will shrink because the mass is coming. The electron is coming out from the mass of zinc. Right? So there is a scientist called Faraday. Then Faraday has estimated this analysis. Faraday has done the analysis, and that is called the Faraday's law of electrolysis. So Faraday's law of electrolysis will deal with the mass loss, mass gain, and the flow of current. Okay. Before that, I want you to tell you about some important point. So you can write these important points. Flow of current in cell from, important क्या है, from cathode to anode. Cathode to anode. Flow of electron from anode to cathode means from negative electrode to positive electrode. Okay. Are you able to see my handwriting is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Third one, in salt bridge, the function of salt bridge is important. Salt bridge maintains the overall neutrality of solution. Now you will ask, sir, how this maintain? So I'll take you again in your lab. You can imagine now you are in lab, and you see we are having this liquid solution. Liquid solution will be some electron will be released, and this electron will flow here. But this sulfate ion and zinc plus ion, Zn2+ and sulfate ion will be there, and some zinc and some sulfate ion will be going inside the salt bridge. But we are having K plus Cl minus. So K plus neutralize the sulfate ion, forms K2SO4, and Cl minus will neutralize the cation, forms ZnCl2. So can you see that one thing, that it maintains the overall electrical neutrality because the ions will be neutralized by the opposite ions of salt bridge. Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And also remember, have you ever eaten the jelly? Have you ever seen the jelly viscous?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this electrolyte, this inert electrolyte is filled in the agar gel. Agar gel is nothing but it's a jelly kind of thing. Agar gel solution. Agar gel solution. So agar gel is nothing but like you are eating the viscous jelly in your mouth. Okay, cool. Okay, so I am writing the function of salt bridge. Salt bridge maintains the overall electrical neutrality of solution by reacting with opposite charge ions of electrolyte. The inert electrolyte having same mobility. Mobility means the tendency to mobilize. Same mobility of cation and anion. Therefore, no scope for excess charge remains. No scope for excess charge remains in the solution. Cool?
Yes.
Okay, because you always remember inert electrolyte means mobility of cation and anion, means the velocity of K plus and the velocity of chloride will be equal. Therefore, no scope for excess charge. Suppose you and your friend Divya and your friend Mansi both started a marathon. And Divya is by default little faster like PT Usha. Divya is running like PT Usha, and Mansi is little slow, quite slow as compared to you. So can you see the overall neutrality cannot be maintained? You will be first and the Mansi will be second. In the same fashion, if cation is more mobile, more versatile, more fast, so the nature of whole solution will be positive rather than the neutral.
Yeah.
So that is important. Okay.
Yes.
So function of salt bridge is clear.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is how we are going to, and then there is a complete cell reaction. So complete cell reaction is a redox reaction. It is a addition of anode and cathode. So you have to add half anode reaction plus half cathode reaction. Okay, half anode, zinc solid produces zinc 2 plus aqueous plus 2 number of electron, right? This is called anode half reaction, because anode means oxidation and oxidation is taking place. What is cathode? Cathode means gaining of electron. Copper aqueous is gaining 2 electron and forming the copper solid. Cool. Now,
yes.
These electrons is formed. You can add both equation first and second. By adding, you will cancel out the electron and you will get complete cell reaction, right?
Yes.
You will get zinc 2 plus aqueous plus copper solid. Cool. Zinc solid plus copper 2 plus gives zinc 2 plus plus copper solid. Now I want you to write down the cell notation. How you will write down the cell notation? What is cell notation? So I am just giving you a brief explanation, then you will easily write. Here it's anode, left hand side anode. In between, 2 vertical column represents salt bridge, and then right hand side it's cathode. Now you will ask, what is the meaning of this single vertical line? This single vertical line means phase change. What is this meaning? Phase change. So in anode, you can see earlier it was zinc solid, and then it becomes zinc aqueous, right?
Yes.
In the similar fashion, in copper, you can see copper, it was like aqueous ion. Then it's become copper solid. So you see, this is the phase change. Yeah, just going to finish the class में finish करने वाला हूँ. I thought ki let the cell complete, so at least you can having the material to revise in the home. So the next class we will discuss the chemical equations of cell, energy concept of cell.
Okay.
So till here it's clear.
Yes, everything clear.
Cell notation, cell diagram, function of
Yep.
salt bridge, flow of electron, flow of current, electrolytic solution. These are the fundamental things. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last 1 or 2 minutes, I will ask you a doubt. You have any doubt? You can raise your doubt.
I think it's pretty clear.
Pretty clear. That is the way I teach to my student, that they should get clear in the first attempt as well. If you're getting any complex things, because my only funda is to deliver all the things in layman language. When I deliver in the layman language, so that is create, that is inculcate kind of concept which you can definitely recall anytime. Right?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can raise. No doubt?
No, it's clear so far.
Okay, cool. So next class, we will begin from the cell onwards, and then we will discuss the Gibbs free energy, delta G, electrode potential. We will discuss the E cell, E naught cell, Nernst equation, how to calculate Nernst equation, derivation of Nernst equation, and then Gibbs free energy, change in Gibbs free energy. Gibbs free energy. These are the mathematical parts.
Yeah.
Okay. So see you on. So when you will be comfortable to take next class? You tell me the date.
Can I would prefer it if we could set 2 weekdays and just have class on those 2 weekdays.
Yeah, 2 weekdays. So next class I'll have the weekdays. Weekdays means you are comfortable on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm good with those.
Okay. So we will keep a class on Tuesday.
Okay.
So till then you revise and you do
Yes.
practice a lot of questions.
Okay.
Okay, then all the best. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. You too.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye.